What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Today we're watching How to Beat the Demons in Every Annabelle Movie. As you guys know, The Conjuring 4 Last Rites just came out, and you guys know that's the Annabelle universe. The two people always fighting demons, ghosts, whatever you want to call them, they are a part of the Annabelle series. And right now, we're about to watch an Annabelle video. This video is like, wait a minute, look at this. This video is an hour and 12 minutes long. I'm not doing the full video in this video. It's going to be way too long. I'm going to put this in parts, probably 2, maybe 3 parts, and we're going to get this whole video done. Not today, though. I'm going to have to get, like, clips or some shit.
All right, meat shields. Time to get uncomfortable, because today we're taking on the most disturbing doll to ever exist in one of our biggest episodes yet. It all starts when a clueless young couple brings Annabelle here into their home, and within a matter of hours, all hell is going to break loose. But there's more to the story of how she was created, and by the end, she's going to summon an entire army of evil spirits to claim your soul. So get ready, because we're here to break down the mistakes made, what you should do, and how to beat Annabelle, the demonic doll, in all 3 Annabelle movies. This doll is about to make your life a living hell. It's an ordinary night for Mia and her husband John, who live in a quiet
This is just going over Annabelle, I think.
California suburb with a baby on the way, but after tonight, their lives will never be the same. Saying that he got her a present, John leaves the nursery and comes back with—
So it's not gonna go over all the like demons and stuff in all the Conjuring movies, but it's just going over Annabelle 1, 2, and 3. I thought it was just going to go over, if that's that much demons in Annabelle.
the massive box. Inside, she finds a disturbingly lifelike red-haired doll with an uncanny smile and eyes that stare directly into your soul. Later that night, the couple is sound asleep when she hears a blood-curdling scream from their neighbor's house. Waking up John, he decides to go check it out for himself, but that's about to be his biggest mistake. After a moment, she's beginning to worry when her husband runs back outside covered in blood and tells her to call for help. With the police on their way, she's about to go back and check on him when suddenly she's confronted by a strange woman who somehow broke into their house and is now cradling the new doll. Just then, a man emerges from the closet, grabbing her from behind and plunging a knife into her side. But that's when John rushes in and starts pummeling the guy with his bare hands. He desperately tries to fight the two of them off, but just when it looks like he's done for, the police finally arrive and shoot the man dead. And they find the woman dead in the nursery, still holding the doll in her arms. Okay, you know it's bad when the demon hasn't even shown up yet and they're already getting sent to the hospital. These two are lucky to be alive, but the truth is that this home invasion should have never—
Imagine just having random like crackheads just run into your house in the middle of the night. It's like 12 in the morning, some shit like that, and 2 fucking weirdos just come into your house and just ransack the place, steal your shit, steal your snacks. Like, I got some of those Oreo cakes down in the kitchen right now, in the pantry. And those things, man, I swear, if somebody stole those off of me right now, I'll be so angry. Those things are good as fuck. I had something like that back in the day, and it was the nastiest thing ever, so I gave them a chance, and I'm like, damn, man, things are too good.
Even happen.
Oh, yeah, man, and then I got these, like, things of horchata. I don't know if you guys know what horchata is. They're, like, that fucking big. It's like a whole jar of it. It's like a whole big-ass jar.
Although their neighborhood here in Santa Monica was considered a safe community, Los Angeles County was experiencing a significant—
Let me turn this down a little bit. Actually, I'll turn it up just a little bit.
An increase in violent crimes like home invasions and burglaries as more wealthy families moved to the suburbs. It was also a time when dangerous cults like the Manson family were on the rise, who committed the attacks that Mia was just watching.
We're gonna have to do a video on Charles Manson because I really don't know what the fuck was going on with that guy back in the day. But I mean, I seen a movie with Charles Manson in it, but I don't really know what he was doing. So we're gonna have to do a little reaction video.
News report about earlier that night. Now, despite this, they leave their doors unlocked while they're away all day and leave their windows wide open while they're asleep. And That's a dangerous way to live when you've got a wife with a baby on the way. In the future, John needs to listen to his wife and start taking their home security just a little bit more seriously, am I right? He can start by keeping the doors locked when they're not at home. Then all they need is a dog and a shotgun and they'll be all set. But he's not gonna make it to the kid's first birthday if he doesn't smarten up real quick. Instead of just calling the police like his wife said, he went over there to investigate the neighbor's house without bringing so much as a flashlight. And Mia left the door wide open the whole time, which is exactly how these two homicidal hippies got inside that.
It's always these ones, man. They always fucking some shit up. He said, call the police, lock the door. You couldn't even do that.
House. Now, with everything that was going on in their area already, this isn't the time to be taking any chances. I mean, the safest thing to do is let the police take care of it while staying in the house with the doors locked. And at least have something to protect yourself with until they get there. But it's also no coincidence that this happened right on the same night that this creepy-ass doll showed up, and pretty soon, they're going to realize it for themselves. After a trip to the hospital, Mia here is put on strict bed rest while she recovers from her injuries. But she's worried that the attack might have affected their baby. It's just after 3:30 a.m. when they wake up to a strange mechanical sound coming from somewhere inside the house. And grabbing a baseball bat, John cautiously creeps into the hallway to check it out. Following the noise to the living room, he finds the sewing machine running at full speed for no apparent reason, and confused, he pulls the plug to shut it off. On his way back to the bedroom, he notices that the nursery door is open, and when he goes to shut it, he's surprised to find the red-haired doll lying on the floor. But he places it into the rocking chair and goes back to sleep without mentioning anything to his wife. The next day, Mia's in bed sewing when the TV signal randomly cuts out, and now that it's quiet, she can hear the sound of the rocking chair creaking against the floorboards. In the nursery, the chair is moving back and forth as if it's being rocked. But when she looks inside, she finds the doll sitting there completely motionless, and nervously closes the door just to be safe. When John gets back home from work, she mentions the doll and asks him to get rid of it, not realizing that it's in a completely different position than before. Taking it outside, he stuffs it into the trash can and thinks that that's the end of it.
That's a creepy ass doll. Wait, this thing right here, I vividly remember when I was a kid, right? Wait, where is it at? I vividly remember this doll right here. My sister used to have dolls laying on top of the like, you know, the edge of the roof, right? A little bit down, probably like a couple inches down from the roof, there was a shelf, and there was dolls across the whole entire shelf on the top wall. There's dolls, and a lot of them look just like this thing. I don't know if we have pictures. If I ever find pictures, I'm gonna show them on video. But there was a bunch of dolls just sitting there lined up in a row, and every time you walked in, I remember this vividly as a kid. I was probably like 6, 7, 5 years old, some shit like that, and I used to walk in the room and be creeped out. I remember one day, I remember this. I don't know if I was like hallucinating. I don't know if it's like kid shit going on. But I remember I was in that room. I was the only one in there. It was super dark. And I remember hearing like a little laugh coming out of that room. Get the fuck out of there, man. I remember also one day I'm in that room and I see a red dot. A red dot coming from a hole in the wall. We had like a little hole in the wall for some reason, and that little hole in the wall, that little fucking hole in the wall, that thing, sometimes it was shining like a red light out of it. It was weird as hell. It was weird as fuck. I remember that. I remember seeing that for the first time. I got home from school one day. I was home by myself because my mom went to go pick up my sisters. I remember the first time I seen that, it was like a red light, like a laser. It looked like a laser light, like you know the ones you put on the guns like this. Wait, just like this right here, the little laser. It was just like this, and it was just shining right into my fucking face. And I went in that room. Nobody was in that room. It was crazy.
completely different position than before. Taking it outside, he stuffs it into the trash can and thinks that that's the end of it, with no idea that all they've done is make it angry. Later that afternoon, they're visited by a detective who explains that the attackers were actually their neighbor's estranged daughter and her boyfriend, and that they were both involved in demonic worship. He offers to keep them updated on the case, but Mia says that she doesn't want to hear anymore, asking him not to contact them again unless it's for their safety. That night, John puts some popcorn on the stove only to find his wife already asleep, but when he returns to shut it off, he forgets to take the pan off the burner. The next morning after he leaves for work, Mia is busy sewing with absolutely no clue that the stove somehow turned itself back on. All of a sudden, the bag bursts into flames as the popcorn starts to burn, and by the time that she notices what happened, the entire kitchen is already on fire. Her only choice is to get out of there, but as she's backing up, she trips over a chair and crashes to the floor. And as she's trying to crawl out of the house, she's suddenly yanked backwards toward the flames by a powerful unseen force. The neighbors finally get her back to safety, and John immediately rushes to meet her at the hospital. But it's not all bad news, because when he gets to the room, he's shocked to discover that she's given birth to a healthy baby girl, Leah. Okay, she thinks it's their house that's the problem, but if these two were paying attention, then they'd realize that it's actually the doll. And there has been plenty of signs that this isn't just creepy, it's actually demonic. They'd only been home for one night before strange events started to happen, and the first incident occurred just after 3:30 a.m., a time that's often called the witching hour because of its association with heightened supernatural activity. By now, we should all know.
Y'all believe in that shit? The 3 a.m. shit? Has anything ever happened to y'all? Put it down in the comments below. If something happened to y'all at 3 o'clock in the morning, let me know. I usually go to bed before 3 o'clock in the morning, so I wouldn't know. So if something's happened to me, it's happening to me in my sleep. And good thing it's happening to me in my sleep because I don't want to be awake.
That one of a demon's favorite tricks is manipulating electrical devices, and that's exactly what we saw here with the...
You see, they got all the signs too. All the signs of just to get the fuck out. Because, like, oh man, I'm not supposed to cuss in these videos. But, look, they have all the signs. The sewing machine, the popcorn, her getting dragged, but they still want to stay in the same house. This is the shit that I be talking about. If there's something going on in your house, just get out. Go to a hotel. You could always break a lease. You could sell a house. Don't pay it. Do something. Get the fuck out of Dodge. There's no way anybody should be staying in a house. Like in the new Conjuring movie, there was a family. The family in the Conjuring movie, they were being haunted for like 15 years. 15 years. 15 years and you didn't feel like getting out of that house. I don't understand anything about that. Why would you stay?
Sewing machine, the TV.
I understand you bought it for cheap, but come on, man. Detroit don't gotta be that fucking... Like, I don't care if you lived in fucking Venice Beach. You had one of those, you know, on PCH, as you're going through PCH, you know, that little, all those houses that's there on the beach. I don't care if you lived on one of those houses. Get out of there.
And of course, the stove. They also discovered objects moving around the house with no explanation, and it's common sense that dolls don't just magically move around in the middle of the night by themselves. The easiest way to prevent this would have been to just acknowledge what they were experiencing. John and Mia both witnessed unexplainable events involving the doll before the fire ever took place, and if they had just talked to each other about what they saw instead of trying to ignore it, then they'd be one step closer to understanding the real problem. Now, it seems like trying to get rid of the doll only made the demon more angry, and if the attacks continue, then they'll need to address the root of the issue. Earlier, the detective mentioned that their attackers were involved in a demonic cult. Since the woman died with the doll in her arms, it's possible that there was some kind of spiritual transference at the moment of her death, allowing
Get out the house.
her or whatever.
Why are you even in the house anymore? I think after that first night where people just ran into my house and started fucking shit up and dude died on the floor, then the other one was already dead by the time that they got in the room. Cops came in there shooting shit up. throwing fucking haymakers at people, I would have been got out of that house. Would have already got out of the house. Would have started me a lease on the other side of town. I would have been on Facebook Marketplace finding me a lease. I'm telling you, the lease that I'm in right now, $3,400 a month, 2 bedrooms, 3 baths, big ass living room. The other bedroom over there is huge. It's like the size of somebody's fucking living room, kitchen, backyard, 2-car garage. I'm telling you, found it all on Facebook Marketplace. All on Facebook Marketplace. The landlord, he's fired too. He doesn't give a fuck about nothing. So there's ways to find new places.
Ever demonic entity they worship to attach itself to the doll. Now, instead of ignoring it, I'd try to find out more about this girl and her cult, because I'd want to learn as much information as possible about how to stop or reverse this ritual before it gets any worse. Needing a new place to stay, the family moves to an apartment in the city, and they're hopeful that they left all of that bad energy behind at the old house, but they have no idea how much worse that their lives are about to get. As she's unpacking their things, Mia is shocked to find that the creepy-ass doll somehow hitched a ride, and her husband doesn't know how that could even be possible. Worried, he volunteers to get rid of it again, but that's when she changes her mind and decides that she wants to keep the doll instead, seeing it as a way to prove that they have nothing to be afraid of. She's sleeping on the couch when a ghostly figure of a woman in a white dress.
Do you need a free and easy way to capture your gameplay? Introducing Outplayed. Record anything on your PC. Highlight reels.
Nobody say anything. Nobody say anything. I'm gonna repeat. Nobody say anything about my YouTube Premium. I do not have YouTube Premium. I don't think I have YouTube Premium at all. I be watching videos in the middle of the night, and randomly an ad will pop up and it just wakes me up, and it throws me. Cause sometimes I have this phone right here under my pillow, just random video playing, right? Like about anything. It could be fucking random gazelles running in the wilderness, right? The savannah. And I'll fuck around and just be sleeping. I'll fall asleep to it. Or you know those barber videos, those barbershop videos of like, wait, I'm going to put this on a different scene because I really need to tell you guys this. Dude, go to sleep watching those random barber videos. You know those videos of the barbers, they be like cutting hair, they be doing all this other stuff, and then like they be like threading the eyebrows, but it's like ASMR videos. Go to sleep watching that. I guarantee you're gonna have the best sleep you've ever gotten. That first night you do it, I'm telling you, it's like you go into like a trance or some shit. Go ahead, watch those little barber videos. Your life is going to change forever. I put you on. Don't ever say that I never put you on, because I put all of you guys on just now.
Slowly walks into the nursery before suddenly.
But back to what I was saying, the fucking, when the ads pop up, it startles me. It jumps me out of my sleep.
Appearing in the same room and leaning down over the baby. Waking up to the sound of the child crying, she takes the girl for a walk to get some fresh air, where they meet a young brother and sister on the steps. On their walk, they meet a local bookstore owner named Evelyn, who gives them a book that says she was her daughter's favorite. The kids are gone by the time that they get back, but the boy left one of his drawings behind, and looking closer, Mia realizes that it's actually a drawing of the two of them. That's when she notices more of the drawings leading up to the steps, until finally the last one ends with the stroller being hit by a speeding truck. Looking them over, John suggests that they should talk to the kids' parents, but she's starting to worry that it's more than just a coincidence. The trauma of everything building up has her feeling like their family's been cursed, but her husband swears that it's all in her head, promising to get them home early from work tomorrow so that the two of them can talk it out. The next night, Mia finishes dinner alone with no sign of him showing up. Frustrated, she turns off the record player only for it to turn itself back on a moment later. And as she goes to investigate, she doesn't realize that a demonic figure is watching her from behind the curtains. Sensing something, she carefully approaches the window when a powerful gust of wind knocks her to the ground. And as she's lying there, a child suddenly rushes by and disappears down the hallway. Chasing after her, she finds the girl standing in her daughter's nursery, until all of a sudden, the child rushes forward, instantly transforming into the dead cult member the moment that she hits the door. But as the ghost lunges at her, she realizes that it was just a vision all along. Alright, so yeah. I think we can all agree that bringing a creepy-ass doll into your life is a bit of a red flag, right? But hey, when it comes to doing things for the people we love, there are always going to be things that we do or say that might not make any sense. But let's be real, relationships. They're a journey, right? And like any good journey, mine has been filled with some seriously confusing detours. Like, I remember this one relationship, I'd be constantly second-guessing myself. Like, why was I so anxious every time that they didn't hit me back? And then there was the whole, why do I keep dating the same type of person type of thing? You know what I mean? Seriously, it felt like a recurring nightmare. And I'd find myself asking, am I just determined for these toxic patterns? Or even worse, am I the problem? And honestly, sometimes I'd just freeze up. I'd have so much I wanted to say, but the words would just get stuck. These questions would just swirl around in my head, and I felt like I was stuck in a loop. If any of this sounds familiar, you're not alone. And honestly, just asking these tough questions into the void doesn't really get you anywhere, does it? This is why I want to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. You see, BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can help you work through those always there if you have any questions. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/howtobeat and get 10% off your first month of therapy. Stay safe out there, take care of yourself, and back to the show. Okay, I guess keeping the doll wasn't such a great idea after all. You'd have to be a total idiot not to realize by now that it's trying to kill you, but maybe, just maybe, there's something else going on. Now, the doll seems to be manipulating Mia, as we can see from her clear personality shift when she pulled it out of the box. If the doll can influence the woman's thoughts and actions, then that could get dangerous fast. And the person who's in the biggest position to recognize what's happening is her husband, John. I mean, after all, she specifically asked him to get rid of the doll just a few days ago, and that was before it tried to burn their house down. Unless he or his wife took it out of their trash can and packed it in with the rest of their belongings, then it's physically impossible for it to just show up again at their new place. That's all the evidence I would need to realize that this doll was pure evil, and John needs to start working on a way to get rid of it soon before he doesn't have any family left. Now, he might not be sure where to start, but the neighbor's kid's drawings gives me an idea. The spirit appeared to Mia in the form of a young girl, which could mean that it's more willing to communicate with children than adults. First, they need to find out if these kids are even real, but instead of snitching on him to his parents, I'd ask the kid how he got the idea for the drawings. If he can somehow see the future or understand the spirit's intentions, then that could be a huge help for us when it comes to learning how to defeat it. Mia tells her husband what happened, knowing how it probably sounds, but she insists that she is not going crazy, and wanting to support her, they decide to meet with their priest, Father Perez, for some advice. He reassures them that they can make it through anything as long as they stick together, but he still has no idea just how bad that this situation really is. With her newfound sense of confidence, she starts treating any strange noises that she hears as just the ordinary sounds of apartment living. But when she puts the baby in her crib to step out for a minute, the door to the nursery slowly creaks shut behind her. Taking some things down to their storage locker in the basement, she's about to head back upstairs when she hears the unmistakable sound of a baby crying. And just then, a stroller rolls out from behind a curtain at the end of the hall. Carefully inching closer, she looks inside only to find the stroller empty, when suddenly a demonic hand reaches out from the shadows and grabs her by the wrist. Terrified, she runs for her life as the lights all go out, and the demon rises out of the darkness where it was hiding.
Motherfucker like a werewolf, man. It's like Mr. Crocker coming out of the dark.
But she makes it to the elevator just in time, and it looks like she escaped, but that's when she notices the demon's mark on her arm. And when the elevator doors open again, she realizes that she's still trapped in the basement. The elevator won't move no matter how many times she tries, and getting desperate, she decides that her only choice is to run for the stairs. As she looks back, she sees the horrifying demonic creature crouched on the steps right behind her. She tries, and getting desperate, she decides that her only choice is to run for the stairs. As she looks back, she sees the horrifying demonic creature crouched on the
Dude. Oh, no. Oh no! Imagine this thing just looking at you as you're going up the stairs. Fuck that! No way. Evil Timmy Turner is coming after you. Look at this.
Steps right behind
Hell
her,
no.
but she makes it to her apartment and slams the door shut before it can get any closer. Mia puts a bandage over the cut on her arm, but when she removes it in the morning, the demonic mark is completely gone. Looking for answers, she decides to meet with the detective again, and that's when she notices something strange. In her younger photos, the neighbor's daughter who attacked her looks just like the ghost girl that appeared in her apartment the other night. The detective reveals that they'd been attempting to summon a powerful demonic spirit, calling themselves the Disciples of the Ram. And when she looks at the pictures from the crime scene, she notices the same symbol from her arm is written in blood on the wall behind the woman's body. Okay, now we're finally getting somewhere. The demon that these cultists were trying to summon
Damn.
must have somehow attached itself to the doll, and it's using it as a conduit to attack Mia and her family. Now, demons can attach themselves to objects, but they can only possess a living human, and based on everything that's happened, it's kinda obvious that Mia here is the target. They've already taken the best step towards solving it by contacting their priest, but the problem is, he still isn't taking them seriously enough. Father Perez won't approve of a formal intervention right away because the vast majority of these cases turn out to be hoaxes with natural explanations. So if they're going to get his help, they need some tangible proof. I would start by setting up a Super 8 camera and an audio recorder focused on the doll and the nursery to see if we can get any evidence of objects moving or unexplainable demonic noises. That should be fun. They could also present him with the
Are Super 8 cameras like... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me see right quick. There's no way. Are Super 8... Because I remember I seen that movie Super 8 at one point. Let me look this up. Super 8 camera. What is this supposed to do? Wait, look at this. Wait. What was it used for? Man, I thought this was like some ghost camera or some shit. Like they would use them to fucking record ghosts. What? For ghosts. Shit. Best ghost hunting cameras. What the hell? Bro, are we serious? These motherfuckers is buying $525 cameras. Like, man, you can do this shit with your iPhone. Come on now. I don't know what's going on with this shit. Hey, man, y'all want to do some ghost hunting videos? Shit, man, fuck that. I might do it.
detective's evidence of the demonic cult and ask him if he recognizes anything about their actions or symbols. The best method would be to have him interact with the doll directly and see if his presence elicits an intense reaction from the spirit that's inhabiting it. Once they get him on their side, they can start by blessing the apartment with prayers and holy water to weaken the demonic influence. Then he should focus on the doll and either attempt to bless it, remove it for safekeeping, or perform an exorcism on it if that's not enough. And finally, perform an exorcism on Mia herself if the attacks don't stop. Doing some research of her own, Mia heads over to the bookstore where she runs into her new friend Evelyn. She tries to keep her fears a secret, but the woman turns out to be surprisingly understanding of the paranormal, and the two of them go back to her apartment to discuss things further. After hearing what Mia has to say, the woman suggests that it's not just a ghost that she's dealing with, but rather a powerful demonic entity that's somehow latched onto her family. Opening a locket, she explains that she lost her own daughter many years ago and tells Mia to do whatever it takes to protect her child. Walking back to their apartment, Mia accidentally drops her keys on the ground, and when she taps them, she suddenly realizes what's about to happen. Before she can stop it, the stroller rolls into the street as a vision of the dead woman appears in the glass, and it's immediately hit by a speeding garbage truck, just like the child's drawings predicted. But luckily, Mia was actually holding her daughter, and the two of them are still.
Get the kid out of there. The kid is in on it too. Get the kid out of there. Get out of the apartment building. Do some shit. Fuck that. And mirrors, let me tell you guys about mirrors. I seen this movie when I was a kid too. I'm going to tell y'all something right quick. I've been terrified of mirrors since I was like 6 years old. I watched this movie back in the day. I'm pretty sure it was with my cousins or some shit like that. And it was like the mirrors would like kill people. There was like something in the mirrors and it would like kill people. Dude got female got her mouth, or woman, whatever, got her mouth fucking bust open, jaw bust open. She ended up dying in the tub or some shit like that. There was a bunch of random stuff going on in that movie. I cannot do it with mirrors. Like if I'm in a bathroom at night and I do not want to look in the mirror. That was over a decade ago, and I still can't.
Safe, at least for now. Looking through the books, she finds some more information about the cult and learns that the demon's greatest desire is to claim an innocent soul. Just then, the door slams shut all around her, trapping her inside, and when she looks under the doorway into the next room, the doll suddenly drops down right in front of her. Breaking the handle, she manages to escape and rushes to pick up her daughter, where she finds the doll lying motionless on the floor. But
there's like certain stuff you don't do even in real life. Don't look under the bed. Don't look in the closet. Don't go outside if something's following you. Stay in one room. Get strapped up. Get you like an Elmer Fudd. Get you the Elmer Fudd. Stay strapped. Hide in the corner. Don't go outside, man. Call the cops.
As she turns to look, it begins to levitate several feet above the ground.
Hey, and if I was a cop and I got one of these calls, I'm sorry, I'm not going.
As the demon's face appears behind its shoulder. John makes it home just in time to hear his wife and daughter screaming, but when he runs into the apartment, he only finds the two of them inside. Okay, Mia needs to be careful here. Her new friend, Evelyn, seems helpful, but I'd be careful. Why does she know so much about demons? She literally has a book called The Devil's Welcome sitting in her front window. Now, thanks to her research, Mia here just connected the cult members and their symbol to an ancient demon known as Malthus. According to some beliefs, Malthus, who is sometimes known as Halphus, is opposed by the guardian Hamaya. So I'd try contacting this angel for protection and help in the fight. Otherwise, it's time to go back to an old idea that she never followed up on and try to talk to the neighbor kids about their drawings. Instead of wasting time with Evelyn, I'd look for those kids again and find out what else they know. At a loss, they decide to call in Father Perez, who asks to take a look at the doll that's been giving them so much trouble. He can tell that the thing is bad news the moment that he lays eyes on it, and he warns the couple that the demon will try to trick them into offering up a soul. Knowing that the doll needs to be removed, he offers to store it at the church until they can come up with a better solution, but the demon will not be going down without a fight. He's driving along with the doll in the back seat when his radio starts to short out, and even after turning it off, he can still hear whispers from somewhere in the car. Finally arriving at the church, he turns around to see a dead woman standing right behind him. And before he can get inside, he's suddenly launched backwards by a powerful force, smacking his head on the sidewalk as she takes the doll and leaves. Meanwhile, Evelyn comes over to keep Mia company while her husband is working the night shift, and the woman confesses that she's always felt guilty for causing the car accident that killed her daughter after she fell asleep at the wheel. At the hospital, Father Perez finally wakes up, warning John that the demon is still going after his family. He tries calling his wife to warn her too, but all that she can hear is static on the other end, and that's when somebody starts slamming on the apartment door. Looking through the peephole, she sees that it's the priest, but when she opens it to let him in, the vision shouts at her in a demonic voice before slamming it shut right in her face. Terrified, Mia rushes to the nursery, only to find that her daughter is already gone. And all of a sudden, the demon appears on the ceiling right above them, lunging straight for Evelyn and tackling her into the hallway. The woman desperately searches every inch of the apartment until she eventually returns to the nursery, where the evil doll has taken her child's place in the crib. Furious, she picks it up and starts beating the absolute shit out of it in a fit of blind rage, slamming its head against the crib over and over again until she realizes what she's just done. Thinking that she's just made the worst mistake imaginable, she drops to her knees only for the demon to reveal that it was all just a trick, and begging it for another way, it replies that it's willing to take her soul instead. Okay, well Mia, I bet when you started your collection of disturbing dolls, you never thought that it would turn out like this.
Yeah,
I'm not here to
stay away from people that got dolls like this.
bash your hobbies, even if collecting tiny porcelain
Why the fuck you collecting dolls for?
demons
Especially ones that look like this. Do people find this entertaining? We got Pokemon cards out here and you want to collect dolls.
like their Pokemon cards is unsettling as hell, but what I am here to do is make fun of your idiotic decisions, and boy, did you make that one easy. Personally, I'd be setting fire to every doll in the apartment if you make it out alive.
Hell no, man.
Even if collecting tiny porcelain demons like their Pokemon cards is unsettling as hell, but what I am here to do is make fun of your idiotic decisions, and boy, did you make that one easy. Personally, I'd
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. And no.
be setting fire to every doll in the apartment if you make it out alive. But right now, things aren't looking very good because Mia, you seriously f***ed up. Now, whether you believed in the paranormal or not, it should have only taken one look into those soulless little eyes to be giving Annabelle here her first ride through a wood chipper. Now, it took less than 12 hours of that thing being in the house before its evil presence somehow drew a bunch of cult members to it like some kind of demonic gravitational pull. Now, you were lucky to survive that attack, but was even a single lesson learned? Absolutely not. At least you made it 12 hours of that thing being in the house before its evil presence somehow drew a bunch of cult members to it like some kind of demonic gravitational pull. Now, you were lucky to
Look. Y'all can't tell me that's not the dude from Home Alone. Wait a minute. We found him. We found the cult leader, bro. We found him. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Home Alone 1 actors. Wait a minute. Oh man, we found him. We found the cult. Look, he's right there. Y'all can't tell me. Look at him. Boom. Boom. See, we already cracked the case, man. We cracked the case.
to survive that attack, but was even a single lesson learned? Absolutely not. At least you made an attempt to get rid of it after the poltergeist activity started a few days later, but when you decided to keep it just to prove a point after it already burned your house down once, that was the moment when I realized that you were doomed. And now that it looks like we've reached the end of the road, there's only one thing left to say. Sorry, Mia, but you f***ed up. Rushing home from the hospital, John and Evelyn manage to get inside at the last second, but Mia tells them not to interfere, convinced that it's the only way to save their daughter. John runs across the room and yanks her back down from the window, but someone still needs to pay the demon's price. Realizing that it's what she was meant to do, Evelyn grabs the doll while the two of them are distracted and takes the woman's place instead. And now that the demon has what it came for, the baby suddenly appears back in her crib, safe and sound. Several months later, it looks like this happy family finally gets to live their lives in peace. But Annabelle's story is far from over, because at an antique shop somewhere else in the country, an old woman unknowingly buys the doll as a birthday present for her daughter. But before we find out who she's going to torture next, first we have to go back in time to where it all began. And next up is the story of where this evil little doll got her powers in Annabelle creation.
Annabelle creation.
Many years earlier, toy maker Sam Mullins is just putting the finishing touches on the very same evil doll, but he's completely unaware that his life is headed for disaster. The next day, while they're headed home from church, the family ends up losing their daughter B in a tragic accident, and the truth is that their troubles are just...
Look, we're gonna end it right here. This is part 1 of how to beat the demons in every Annabelle. All right, this is the first part, right? There's going to be another 2 parts, I guess, because I think there's 3 movies. So at 2540, we got to start again. Well, we're going to do a little bit before 2540 because the second movie started right here. So you guys stay tuned for the next parts. This video is going to be over 40 minutes. So you guys stay tuned for part 2, part 3. I might do only 2 parts and just put the other 2 movies because that first movie, this first one was almost 25 minutes. God damn. All right, so y'all have a beautiful day. I'll talk to y'all later. Be tuned for part 2. I'm going to be playing Alien Isolation soon on stream, so you guys go and follow the Twitch. I'm going to be changing the name to the Twitch, so get in there right now. It's Hemi Boys TV, but I'm going to be changing it to Money Mike soon. You guys have a good day. I'll talk to you beautiful people later. Bye.